20-year-old Italian who is the junior European zonal champion with arms, I mean, 7 feet long, miles long. And Mertine of France, who is 64th, 67th in the world, having a huge day, also with really fast arm, not as long, but really fast in with the feet. Let's see if Marini wins out with his length, or Mertine wins out with his fast legs and his arm.
Now, you said Marini's arms are miles long. Do you mean miles as in distance or as in miles county-wise?
I think we should measure, right? So, but I mean miles long. I mean, Marini has very long arms. And we saw him execute his nice long attack action, kind of like slow feet and really fast arm out on Facconi, who couldn't defend against it, couldn't get the parry against it. And we'll see if Mertine can make, we saw Facconi hit with a choppy sort of attack on Marini, and I think Mertine might be able to do the same.
Well, let's see if Mertine's experience is able to overcome the youthful exuberance and long distance of Tommaso Marini.
I feel like it's just our luck that their names are Mertine and Marini. It's like a tongue twister.
Iris, I'll take Mertine and Marini after a whole day's worth of Korobeynikova.
That's what I was talking about, Mertine's choppy sort of attack and then long arm. It's sort of like the competition between the two of who can get their arm out faster.
Mertine, when he goes on the attack, he strikes quickly. It's going to be tough for Mertine to attack Marini in the middle of the piece.
Marini, yep, Mertine thinks it's his parry post, but won't ask for the video.
So in order for Mertine to score in the attack, he has to either take Marini's blade and get him closer, or push Marini to the end of his side of the piece. If you attack right in the middle, Marini can just retreat with that and hit him on a counterattack, like that almost.
Wow, that was a nice action. Well done. Mertine makes an attack, misses, and makes a remise, stepping in, closing the distance.
Let's watch Mertine on the left. Beat attack, no. And the remise, the second action by Mertine on the left.
I mean, that's another way against someone, if you're fencing a taller fencer, is to have that second intention, just to go in quickly with the second action.
And get in quickly inside the longer arm Marini, who can't get his arms free.
The arm judge, the assessor, says that Marini has covered target.
So that's a double whammy because Mertine scores a touch and there's a penalty.
Here we can see it here. Is there an arm action? Yes. But Mertine was able to get around it. Good. But yeah, that's a good call.
Good job on the replay. You can see covering the target there. And what that means is putting the arm, which is an invalid target, in front of the valid surface.
That was Bissell El Nagar as the assessor. There's a lot of quick blade action. I wasn't sure.
I think right now Marini's playing into Mertine's game. He's way too close and inside. I look for him to lengthen the distance.
Nice attack. But I told you that Facconi was able to hit. And there's that bend in Mertine's blade. I think he's probably done with that blade after this Grand Prix. But I was saying that with Facconi in the bout with Marini, was able to make these choppy attacks, and Mertine makes those are his attacks, the choppy attack, and is able to land the actions where Facconi wasn't always able to do that.
Well, 2 times in a row, Mertine just caught Marini napping and just made straight attacks right in the middle of the piece. Marini's got to keep moving up and down the piece and open the distance a little bit.
I think what's helping Mertine too is that the tempo of his arm coming out is also a lot faster and sooner than a lot of the other fencers that Marini has fenced. Marini fenced Alexander Macialis and Facconi, beating them both, but Facconi and Macialis hold their arm back a little bit more. If you see, Mertine actually gets his arm out a little bit sooner.
And here we go on the left.
Arm is out.
Feint attack. And Marini is not even taking a retreat. He's just looking for the parry. So when you do that, you're guessing curveball, and if Mertine throws fastball, you're hit, and that's exactly what happened. Referee says a tackle fair by Mertine. Mertine is controlling every action right now. Until that one.
Marini comes a little closer to closing the gap, 2-5. Mertine is looking for that, looking to...
Let's see, he's asking for the replay. Okay, so you can ask for the replay in an action. Here is for an infraction to see if, again, Marini covered target. If he did, it's a red card. It'd be a point for Mertine. Referee says no.
Mertine loses his video.
Sort of a cheap way to lose a video, right? On an arm cover?
No, I think it was well worth it. Because it also kind of spooks the other fencer, too, of like, hey, watch your arm. Marini isn't able to make any of those counterattacks work and any of his sort of actions work because Mertine gets his arm out.
Marini has to pick up his foot speed a little bit and open the distance.
Carrier post, nice action.
And just a remise by Marini. You know what I'm saying? You have to at least try to do something like Darren Glazova would make the attack short, look for parry or post. Marini just made a remise there.
But he hasn't had to do that kind of work before. His other actions have worked well, and now he has to make some different types of actions that he hasn't really done all day.
What a touch by Mertine, one of the prettiest of the day. Marini makes an attack, looks to close in. Mertine parries, sees an opening, makes the riposte. And here's the replay. Watch the parry. He looks for the opening.
Look at that.
And he finds the riposte.
Part of it, too, is he looks for his tempo, too. And he's waiting and waiting, makes a parry, Mertine. And he waits, and then hits the target. I do think you're right that the distance isn't right for Marini.
But it's good that he's pushing now. He's not reacting. Up until now, he's been reacting a lot. Let Mertine react to your actions. Now, the fencers, once they pass like that, usually the referee will say, well, there's no touch after they pass. The question is here is who passed who?
So let's see the replay. I'm not sure.
That was borderline.
That's still Mertine's attack. Marini isn't doing enough work to set up any sort of second tensions. His stuff isn't working. That's what I said to you before, is that, you know, he's young, he's got a couple of actions, but right now Mertine is taking away his actions and Marini is not really adjusting well enough.
But Iris, on that particular one, Marini did a nice action, tackle fair, tackle on the blade, because he did it from a slightly longer distance, and that's a good one. You should try that again.
Ooh.
So there,
he's getting a little fancy, Jeff.
He went for a highlight reel shot there with a jump parry riposte, didn't hit, and Marini hit on the remise the second. Here, let's watch Mertine jump in the air, miss, and the remise scored. Actually, it was the second remise. The referee could have called halt there too.
Marini still within 4. That's still parry post by Mertine. Mertine's still looking for the covering target card.
That was an important enough target by Mertine that he got that light on there because.
So the referee thinks it's, and then you see Mertine actually acknowledging
He tried to go into a shell there, into shrink into nothing, but Marini was able to find the counter post and hit.
He's got to keep working, Mertine, if he wants to continue to lead.
Well, 8-2 became 8-5 pretty quickly here.
Okay, so that was a highlight reel right there. Remise behind the head.
Look at this. The referee says that Mertine covered target, which is going to not only, that's going to negate his action, and he gets a yellow card.
You're allowed to step forward.
Yes. When you turn around like that and your back arm is in front of your target, you're covering target. You have to keep it up in the air. You can't block it like that. Okay, so now both fencers have yellow cards. Both fencers have covered target. There's been a lot of that going on. Let's see what happens if they clean it up.
I feel like Mertine was much more focused at the beginning. Now Marini is within 2.
Oh, he's on a 4-0 run. Change the momentum of this bout in a hurry.
I'm not really sure if he changed a whole lot. Do you think? If Marini changed a whole lot?
Not really.
I think it's Mertine who's making some mistakes right now, rather than Marini really changing any action.
Well, that's a mistake because Mertine attacked from out of distance against a much longer fencer.
Marini's now getting a red card for covering target.
So that's a double whammy. No, it's Marini. Okay, so that takes away his touch, and that gives a penalty touch for Mertine. That could break the momentum in a hurry.
Mertine back with the arm action out early, because his tempo is also a little bit different.
Caught Marini napping on that one.
Couldn't make the parrier post. Marini made the remise.
So here's the much longer fencer, the much longer limb fencer, Marini, inviting the infighting and scoring on it.
That's the second time we've sort of seen Mertine get caught in the front foot, and go to the replay. He's getting caught on his step forward.
Slow it down a little bit. Slow step, small first step.
And he misses. Marini makes the action and hits.
A tackle fair parry post, which means there's 2 blade actions. Beat attack from the right, a second beat or a parry from the left. No argument from Marini, no argument from his coach to press him. He's asking for the replay, but I agree with this. Mertine made the first attack, which is parried.
Right.
Marini now has a small window of time to make an immediate riposte. Mertine just continued with the reprise of his attack, or remise of the attack.
Mertine now with the right of way, pulling his lead, 12-9 within 3.
Marini caught napping there. That's too easy a touch.
I don't think Marini actually is changing anything. I think it's Mertine when he kind of messes up a little bit, or takes a big step forward.
I would say you're right. Mertine's controlling the dance here.
Like there, just he knows he shouldn't take such a big step forward. Makes a big step, is a little bit excited, knows can taste the gold.
And Marini, I would not do that anymore, because next time Mertine will take a shorter step and hit on the attack. I mean, no more counterattacks like that.
Unbelievable. I'm not even sure where he hit, Jeff, but Mertine was able to get in close with those fast little steps and then get his arm out. It's very deceptive. You think he's close.
Does he hit under the arm? Let's see.
Where did he hit? He hits under the arm.
It's a great touch by Mertine. 13-10. Time running out here in the period. Marini should get out of dodge here without any more touches against him.
Mertine ahead 13-10. He's had a commanding lead basically the whole bout. Marini making up a couple touches, but again, what do you think, Jeff?
The score is 13-10, so it's very close. But wouldn't you say that Mertine has controlled the tempo the entire bout? Basically, he's been the provoker the whole time, and Marini's usually the reactor. So if Mertine does what he does best, he should score the touch. What do you think?
I think so too. Mertine's really the one with all he has the tactical advantage here. He's been making the touches. Marini has just been reacting and not really creating any touches or changing it up. He's still doing counterattacks. He's still trying his attacks, but he's only hitting if Mertine makes a mistake, a big step forward or too fast forward on his attack.
So in other words, you're saying that Marini is not provoking the mistake. Mertine is doing it to himself.
He's just doing it to himself.
Yeah.
It's I guess some coaches call it an unforced error.
Yeah, I agree with that. So I think the key here for the rest of this bout here for Tommaso Marini is not even once again to try a counterattack. He cannot afford, with 2 touches away from Mertine winning, to give away an easy counterattack in the middle of the piece.
Right.
Parry, step back, step in.
Exactly.
Just do something, but don't just do a straight counterattack.
Even trying it once will help switch it up a little bit. 13-10, Mertine. That blade, I'm telling you.
So listen, Mertine made a feint attack, or he stopped and then it's simultaneous. This can only go one of 2 ways: attack from the left from Mertine, or simultaneous. The referee's going to say simultaneous, no touch.
She keeps the call.
Right.
I don't think Mertine has any videos left. Still within 2. Mertine just stays there, makes a counterattack, and just stops Marini in his tracks.
Well, sometimes like a fish taking a treble hook all the way down the throat.
Yeah, right.
Marini ate that one home. Mertine really caught him in preparation.
Within 1 of winning today's prize.
And Mertine made the attack, Marini made counterattack. You can't go down on a counterattack here. Anything but that. Asking for covering, no more challenges. That must be frustrating.
If I'm going to predict the last touch, it's Mertine with an attack.
So no unforced error by Mertine there. That's just a nice touch by Marini. Marini, do it again. Step back, open the distance, make an attack. No counterattacks.
That was set up though. Parry approach.
2 beats.
Mertine. Marini wants to go to video. He thinks it's his beat.
It was hard to hear if there were 2 beats.
Mertine's already hugging his coach.
Clearly Marini took the beat attack.
I think Mertine is going to have to retire that weapon. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, it's going to break. Referee
See what the referee says.
And there it is.
There you have your 2019 Anaheim Grand Prix champion, Mertine, who started the day started the whole competition as 67th ranked in the world, now is a Grand Prix champion today. Did a great job. He's the only one that could stop Marini's long arm attack.
Here that was close. It was 15-11.
Parry approach. That was the last action. Beat, and then a parry by Mertine, and a nice celebration. Unbelievable.
And there's your